When a hypothetical question is posed to the vocational expert from the ALJ, the question must incorporate all functional limitations with precision. That's the law. The hypothetical question must incorporate those limitations as precisely as possible. This way, the vocational expert is providing testimony and providing jobs that the claimant can supposedly do or in fact not do. That's why the limitations must be precise. What this means is that, for instance, if there are limitations, mental limitations in concentration, persistence, and pace, the question must incorporate that, whether it's simple and routine tasks or something else that the ALJ found to be a necessary functional limitation must be incorporated. The RFC must be incorporated in those questions. Another possible option is, let's say the ALJ found the need for superficial limitations and superficial contact with supervisors and coworkers was a necessary functional limitation. Well, the questions to the vocational expert must likewise incorporate superficial limitations. Otherwise, we don't know if really the claimant can do the jobs that are ultimately proposed by the vocational expert. I also had a situation once where the RFC limited the claimant and stated that the claimant cannot have exposure to pollutants. Well, that became an issue. The ALJ explained in the decision that he was trying to limit the claimant to having exposure to irritants. Basically, it should have been a pulmonary irritants issue because of the asthma. The questions to the vocational expert asked the vocational expert about pollutants. The limitation was that the claimant should have no exposure to pollutants. This became a problem because when you look at the DOT definitions, there are some limitations that limit the claimant to exposure to toxic chemicals. Now, how do we know the vocational expert wasn't considering the toxic chemical limitation when the word pollutants was used? It wasn't a pulmonary irritants question. So in that situation, it gave rise to an issue. Was the question to the vocational expert incorporating all of the limitations with precision? And we argue that it wasn't, because the word pollutants wasn't properly defined by the ALJ and could have been viewed by the vocational expert as meaning toxic chemicals. So when you're looking at the questions that are posed to the vocational expert, there must be the RFC limitations must be in those questions with absolute precision. You can't be on the fence about it. You can't wonder what the question really means. It has to have precision. If not, there may be an appellate issue there worth pursuing at the federal level.